such a good time.
This is WGRG 100.5 FM, where we meet the absolute minimum FCC broadcasting standards. It's time to hang on and brace yourself for a community radio program that's frankly indescribable. Let's talk Geneseo. Two guys with nothing better to do on a Friday morning but to talk about our community. Geneseo City Administrator Brandon Meglin and City Alderman Keith Kennett. And yeah, nobody, and I mean nobody, puts the blah and blah 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 like these guys do.
Well, good morning, and thank you for listening and tuning in to Let's Talk Geneseo for this Friday, November 14th. I believe that is correct, Brandon?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Yeah, and our astute listeners or viewers may have noticed that we had no left channel when we did our introduction for the first 10 seconds or so, because I forgot I left something disconnected. So we apologize for you. Everyone on the right channel was fine.
Oh.
Left channel, not so much, but anyway.
Can't win them all.
No, that is correct. But anyway, thank you everyone for tuning in and listening. And Brandon, good to see you. Good to have you back after your tour of all things physical activity in the Western United States.
Yeah, spent some time out in Arizona, Utah, and Colorado off work last week, and it's a good time. We actually watched your broadcast on Channel 50 of the football game from a bar in downtown Denver last Saturday.
Well, there you go.
That was one heck of a game.
It was a great game, and go Green Machine, and probably had the whole crowd in the bar cheering us on, I would assume.
Yeah, most people were, watching college football, but
okay.
Little cell phone right there on the bar.
Perfect.
Back to Geneseo.
Awesome. Well, glad it worked out. And of course, tomorrow, big excitement in town. But we continue marching on through the playoffs. So 2:00, we're happy to have Morris in town. Morris, formerly the Morris Redskins, now they're Morris to be determined, I believe. Oh. So we will welcome them as Morris.
Just an M.
It actually is an M. Okay, that is correct. But anyway, with that though, Brandon, I know we're happy to have a special guest this morning. Pardon me.
We're both coughing this morning. It's not good.
Oh, there you go. Yes.
In the air.
There we go.
Yeah.
And you heard a little well, Brandon will let you introduce Tim, but you heard his voice there just for a little bit too.
Sure. We welcome Tim Wolf. From Wolf Computers in this morning. Wolf Computers and
console repair.
We got to make sure we say it correctly.
There you go.
Yeah. So Tim is actively involved in the Geneseo Chamber of Commerce, which we really appreciate him and his business. And he actually, Keith and I thought this was a crazy idea when Zach brought it up to us about auctioning off a spot of, dragging somebody into the studio on our show. Usually we have to bribe people to come in here, Tim. You were willing to pay.
I'm a nerd. I like it. This is amazing. I could sit here all day and just yak about nerd stuff. So I'm down whenever. So put me on the schedule.
And as Brandon is referencing, though, but it was very kind and generous of Tim to we'll give these away for fundraising opportunities, and was a very good fundraiser for the cause. And so it's kind of a double good thing. Good to talk about Tim's operations, but also it was a good way to help support a worthy community.
Yeah, we certainly appreciate your business and you donating. I mean, that's a donation to the Chamber of Commerce, help with operations, things like Christmas Walk coming up, tomorrow with Christmas, or tonight with Christmas Open House. And
4 to 7 tonight.
Yeah. And then the big event next month in December, Christmas Walk. Open House, then walk we do.
Right. I think it's December 13th
yes.
But not certain on that. You certainly would want to verify that with someone more authoritative than myself.
Yep. So Tim, let's talk about your business here in Geneseo, and really, we were talking before the program. You service really the whole Quad Cities area and beyond with your repair business for computers and consoles. But how'd you get started in this industry, and what led you to firing up your own business?
So I have always been a video game nerd. I literally started on an Atari 2600, and then the first game console that I got was a Nintendo. So for all the older folks, the Ataris, and then for everybody else in the 80s, the Nintendo generation. So I was always mostly that kid. So also not being, and having, hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy a computer when computers really got semi-mainstream, in the ME XP days. I know, Windows XP. But I wanted to play video games and had an internet connection finally at my house. So I had to scrap 4 computers and get one going so I could play Counter-Strike. And from there, 20 years later, I just continued to move up the chain as far as that goes, to learn and build and stuff like that. I've worked for corporate IT. I worked for John Deere through Stefanini Global. I've worked for the Kone Corporation. Through a different company for a while. So I've been in corporate IT and always loved technology and computers and just kept going. And, I've always been a back-end video game nerd and have always tinkered with consoles and stuff like that. And really kind of when the pandemic hit, I kind of jumped far in as far as fixing the newer game consoles such as PS5s and Xboxes and doing HDMI replacements and got into micro soldering. So I can now do a lot of that. So
nice. So are you ever, tempted to stop by a garage sale and see if you can find a broken down console from somebody for a few bucks? And flip it.
I live on that.
Do you?
So,
okay. Or buy them online, maybe.
Yeah.
Broken consoles.
Yeah.
So Tim is full on.
So that's amazing that you said that because I used to run a shop in Davenport called Nerds to Go, and they closed down right before the pandemic. So I was on unemployment, and then the pandemic hit, and everybody was in the house. Well, guess what everybody did when they were in the house? They wanted to play video games. Mm-hmm. So I actually had 2 consoles from my time at Nerds to Go that I took and that I took and set up. Sorry, I'm turning my phone off because it's going to go off. It's going to happen. I'm like, oh my gosh, really?
That's just me calling you to mess with you.
I know, right?
We don't mind.
So I was like, what am I going to do? I was like, I need something to do because I was bored. And yes, you can play video games, but after a while, you're like, okay, I need something else to do. So I had 2 Xbox One S's, and I took them and bought the equipment to replace the HDMI ports in them because I had previously been a plumber's apprentice for a couple summers, and I know how to weld, solder, braze, all that stuff. I took metals in shop class. That's why metals in shop class is so important because I was that kind of kid. I learned I could weld a stock car together, thanks to my brother and my dad. So I went from there and started repairing. I repaired those 2 Xboxes. So then I started picking up broken consoles from eBay. Mm-hmm. So I would buy 5 or 10 at a time, and then I would repair them and sell them on Facebook. So I did that for literally the entirety of the pandemic to make ends meet. And from there, I was like, well, I might as well keep doing this because there's a lot of call for it.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of people in this area that actually, I'm one of 2 that do what I do in-house. So every place else, you break, I fix, Asurion, every place else that you would take your video game console that needs an HDMI port, they ship it. So your console goes on a week-long journey in a box to wherever. Mm-hmm. So they rip it apart, do whatever to it, and put the HDMI port and send it back. I schedule appointments, and I can do a port for a PS5 in an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes.
Nice.
So that's the beauty about it, and also the beauty of being in with the Chamber of Commerce, because I have pamphlets, so people come from an hour and a half to 2 hours and 45 minutes, I think, is my longest drive. Somebody drove down to the house and dropped me off the console, went into town. I gave them a pamphlet and the paper about the local businesses in Geneseo that you can eat at. They came in, had lunch, stopped at a couple businesses in Geneseo. I gave them a call, told them their console was ready. They came back by, picked it up, paid me, and they're on their way. So it actually works out for everybody. I get more business traffic into Geneseo, and I get my business too. So it helps everybody as far as I'm concerned. So
yeah, great way to bring it full circle with helping out everybody in the chamber in our city. So talk about outside of gaming consoles, you probably do a lot of business on people who aren't very computer literate with Windows, is it 10 coming to end of life, and maybe people that just need you to come in and, the home PC that somebody uses that they don't know what to do. What are some of the things that you see most common for service calls or help people out with?
So printers are a big one because printers don't like to play nice with your computers. I do a lot of home service calls for homes and businesses. That's major. The other major one I deal with is either customers having viruses or issues with their hard drives or their computers, or I have a lot of people that have gaming computers. Shout out to all the gaming nerds in Geneseo because there's a lot of them. So they have, anywhere from $1,200 to $5,000 computers. And, they're not necessarily, I have a customer who's an engineer who's like, I love this computer, but I don't, he had a weird, stupid problem, and it's literally bolted to the side of his desk. So I had to go to his house and figure out what was wrong with his computer. So we figured that out, and then he could do his job because he, works partially, on stuff from home. We all kind of tend to take our work home with us, so you need a computer to do that. So, and even small businesses like Dr. Rizzo in town here, the foot doctor, I've done his computer work for a long time now. So and other businesses in Geneseo and even Davenport, and all the way from Kewanee pretty much to Clinton. So my service area is probably about an hour away, although I wouldn't be adverse to going a little further. But that's the big things with computers, and especially with everything switching from Windows 10 to Windows 11, Windows likes to make you panic about it. They like to pop-ups. Everybody's getting pop-ups. Windows 10 is end of life. Run for the hills. But my mother-in-law is still on Windows 7.
And that was the last good one.
Yes. So every other operating system that Windows made was good. And if you go back through the trek, you can actually almost prove that. The only issue is 10 and 11, because 11's basically an update of Windows. 11's an update of Windows 10. So you can't kind of count. But how was Windows 8, everybody? Nobody. Crickets. Because nobody used it. Because I was working at a shop then, and everybody had their computer downgraded from 8 back to 7. And then everybody wanted to go from 7 to 10 because 10 was good. But corporate America is still on 10, and Windows wants them to pay for support updates. And a lot of corporate America is like, we can't go to 11. And my other big thing is Windows 11 wants to encrypt your hard drive out of the box. So if you get a Windows 11 machine, it's encrypted out of the box, and they want you to sign in with your Microsoft account because they want you tied into the... I am not like that. I do not appreciate that, Microsoft. Thank you. But also things like antivirus software. You don't need antivirus software. It's one of the biggest scams, as far as I'm concerned as a professional technician, that I've told people in the last 20 years. So what they do is, like McAfee is on by default, if you buy a laptop. Windows has security on Windows 10, Windows 11, it's built in. Uninstall your other security and don't pay for it, because most things are user initiated. When you click on your computer and tell it to do something, it goes past the antivirus and past the firewall. If you open an email, that email opens. If it's got a virus in it, your firewall and your antivirus software were just told that it's okay because you just clicked on it.
Right.
So I just saved everybody $100
Training
a
the
year.
user, right?
Yes.
On what to watch out
Absolutely.
for, social engineering. And,
Yes. So that's literally included, you know.
Yeah.
So most of my service calls are about an hour. Within that hour, we go through what's going on with your computer, the issue. I check the hard drive to make sure your hard drive's working correctly. So if your hard drive's not working correctly, then you obviously have a problem and your hard drive has to be replaced. So data loss is a big thing. A lot of people don't back their stuff up. Please back your stuff up. Because if you don't and your hard drive dies, you can potentially lose your pictures, your stuff, everything. So if the hard drive's bad, then we have to start there. But if it's not, then we continue on with software issues, questions people have, concerns with their, you know, printers and everything else. So it basically, in an hour, we can pretty much go over everything everybody needs for the most part for most service calls. So
I'd be curious to get your take, Tim, on, you know, one of our co-hosts and regular appearing guests is Mark Gravichevsky of QC Investment Group, and he constantly talks about, related to the economy, the development of AI and the impact on the stock market and what's going on in a lot of those different fields. But from your perspective, I mean, you know, you got to watch out for future trends, right? And, you know, what's going to be coming out in the market, hardware and software, I guess. And I feel like just in the past few months, we see a lot of headlines about, you know, robotics coming into homes, or I guess some are on the market or pre-order, those types of things. Are you going to be fixing those types of things in Geneseo, or?
So I tend to fix lots of things.
Like that question?
That's a great question, Brandon.
Sorry, Tim.
No, that's okay. First of all, Terminator's real. So,
all right.
yeah.
Well, we're getting a little deeper now.
Yeah,
I like that.
let's start with that.
Conspiracy theories now.
Skynet is real. But no, as far as that goes, yes, I fix everything. So let's go with stuff I don't fix. I don't do TVs because most of the time your backlight goes out on your TV and it's not worth fixing. Same thing with computer monitors. You guys know. If your computer monitor goes out, most likely it's dead. Go buy another one. It's unfortunate, but it's how the market and the industry is. So after that, I don't do phones. I used to do phones. There's plenty of phone guys. I can give you 10 phone guys, 4 that I trust, that are good phone guys, you know, that have done a lot of work for me. So then I have a gentleman that does pinball stuff for me because I don't have time to do pinball stuff. I have 5 or 6 arcade machines in my garage that I'm actively working on, which is cool.
And I don't mean to interrupt, but you don't have a Tron machine by chance, do you?
No.
All right, just asking.
But I might know a guy who does if you're looking for one.
MCP cone, baby. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
This nerd talk is amazing.
Keith is willing to pay top dollar.
There will be one someday. Because I'm not real good at the modern games, so I like to go back to the games that no one even remembers.
Yes, and honestly, I think there needs to be an arcade in Geneseo. So please comment if you would also like to see an arcade in Geneseo, because I have life goals.
There you go.
Also, there is a kind of arcade in Geneseo. So shout out to Arcadia over there at the bowling alley. They do have Time Crisis 3 and some other good choice games over there, Ninja Turtles and Area 51. I actually recently got set up with them, and I'm helping them to upgrade and move through their arcade system. But as far as that, I've kind of leaned away from jukeboxes, and I think I might have a contact for jukeboxes, because that's another big one that I didn't see coming. But otherwise, I fix every video game console known to man. So everything from the PS5 to VR headsets, VR controllers, do not throw your controllers away. I will fix them. I charge $30 to fix a controller, $35 to fix the higher end controllers. Stick drift is another big multi-billion-dollar scam. Sony and Microsoft and everybody, pretty much most customer or companies that build controllers, they did that intentionally. Nintendo, get you guys shut down. Sorry, but Nintendo's a big one. Stick drift in Joy-Cons and stuff like that, and I replace them and repair them. So it cost $100 for the new Joy-Cons for the Switch 2. It costs $90 for a set of regular Joy-Cons. It costs $80 for a new Xbox controller or PS5 controller. I fix them for $30. So they'll all drift eventually. And I guess I shouldn't say all of them, because some of them have lasted a long time, but I fix them a lot. So, and I'm trying to save as many consoles and computers and stuff as I can. Especially consoles, the older consoles, the Jaguars, the Ataris. There's a lot of Ataris though, but they should all be saved. But there's a finite number. They're not going to make, Atari's making Atari again because they came out of nowhere. But most companies will not make their, those consoles again. So it's just as much about saving that stuff, keeping it out of the landfills as it is to, be a profitable business for me. So.
Right.
And Tim, I would take it too that you do, networking stuff and what have you. So let's say you're somebody that maybe isn't computer savvy. You maybe get a new computer. You want somebody just to come in and get it set up right and get it working with your Wi-Fi network and printers and all that. You're the man for that too?
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't really run networking through walls for the most part, but anything else as far as, a networking setup, most people's networking setup is small. It's like either they have internet through like Geneseo Communications, because shout out to Geneseo Communications because it's good internet and it's what I use.
We love those guys.
Yes, they're amazing. Great service as far as I'm concerned too, and I haven't had much problem to need much service. That and with that setup, most of them have like Eero systems they're running on now, so it's a lot of Wi-Fi and stuff, and it's also a lot of educating like gamers. Gamers need to be hardwired, so unless you're on like Wi-Fi 6 or what they call MIMO, which is multi-in multi-out Wi-Fi only goes one way at a time. So it sends the data and then it waits 4 or 5 milliseconds and then receives the data. So if you're playing a first-person shooter or something that you need instantaneous, stock market people are the same way like that. They're like, my stock thing is not updating fast enough. Well, it's not updating fast enough because you're not hardwired. So if you hardwire, then it's in and out at the same time and way faster. As you guys know, if you don't hardwire this stuff, then watch it blink.
Not to burst your bubble, but we really don't know what half these wires do. But it usually works, so.
I recently had to update my streaming setup and was like, oh my gosh, how did I set this up like 7 years ago? And had to like reconfigure it and get new hardware because I didn't remember the magic trick that I literally took 6 months to find. Because I had to upgrade to Windows 11 because my computer was like, nope. I was like, oh. So I totally understand how you feel. I like these mics, by the way. They're very good.
Well, thank you for that. Yes.
Yeah. Well, Tim, why don't you
maybe give us
tell us about, if somebody's interested in using your service, how do they reach out? What's the best way to get in touch?
Absolutely. So basically what I do is I set up appointments for service, whether it's drop-offs and pickups or it's on-site service. So you can give me a call at 563-396-4019, or you can reach out by that number through text, because I text all the time. I have a Facebook page, Wolf Computers. It's hopefully I get it changed to Wolf Computer and Console Repair, because Facebook loves and hates me all at the same time. But Facebook is Wolf Computers. And then if you Google computer repair, because I am the highest rated computer and console repair service in the greater Quad City area.
Nice.
So there's other companies that have been around for a long time that don't have as high of a rating as I do. So I have currently I have 195 star reviews and 1 4-star review. So as far as that goes, you can find me on Google really easy if you Google computer and console repair or any of the other HDMI or fun stuff. And like I said, I'm very connected with the Chamber of Commerce. But yeah, I set up appointments, and like I said, I do on-site service for businesses, small and large. Not super large, so,
One guy.
Right, exactly. 2 arms, 2 legs. But other than that, it's pretty easy to reach me. I answer my phone most of the time, honestly, so that's a big thing with me is, customer service is paramount, as far as I'm concerned. So, and you can also reach out on Facebook. So I have a lot of customers that reach through Facebook that don't necessarily want to call, so they shoot me a text or a message, and then we just go from there and get their stuff fixed up and get them back going.
Excellent. Well, Tim Wolf, Computer and Console Repair, thanks for being here today, and thanks for your support of the community and the chamber.
You're welcome. I think honestly, it's just as much about the community of Geneseo and getting everybody connected with services and the great Chamber of Commerce and you guys even at the city, as far as doing stuff and even the radio station and stuff like this. It's all about, community involvement. So
yeah, we appreciate it.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Keith, coming up this weekend, we definitely want to mention today. I almost said it was tomorrow, but it's today. It's tonight, this afternoon.
Tonight,
Christmas open house
from 4 to 7 will be the Christmas open house in town. It's not really an official tree lighting, but the tree will be lit tonight, and the decorations along State Street will be lit.
All the decor comes on for the first time this afternoon.
Businesses will have things going on. I know the museum is open from 4 to 7, and if you are out and about, though, there will be yours truly and some of the grandkids, but they're doing a little fundraising project for the Humane Society, and the grandkids have made some various artworks of their memories of the Christmas tree and stuff in Geneseo, and
right
also, actually, well, Brandon, if you want to maybe find a camera and hold them up in front of it there, but we have some.
See it on camera, probably.
Point it here. Maybe try this.
I don't know. We got a little delay here, so
Here.
Let's try that. Yeah, try it on the Tim camera.
There you go. There you go. Cover up that mug. It's not the greatest.
Hey, I guess it's not very polite, Tim.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, that's okay. I'm more of a radio guy than a TV guy. Sorry.
And then also what we made, or I'll move away from the microphone again.
So those are actually made from the old tree, the old Mayor's Christmas tree, a limb that you collected.
That is correct. Right? We may recall, but the old tree had taken lightning strikes and was not long for additional years in the tree world, so it had to be removed. But we did catch one of the limbs and let it dry out for a year or so, and so cut these out of the actual limbs of the tree. So it's kind of a cool thing.
Very cool.
But anyway, it's fundraising for the Humane Society. There's a very, very much a need there for food and just supplies and operating expenses and what have you. I believe they are full up with animals and can really use as much support as they can get. So last night, Humane Society had, a fundraiser at Culver's.
Yeah.
We're doing this to help out and that sort of thing. So there'll be a table set up somewhere around the Christmas tree tonight. But if you're out and about, stop by and look for us and maybe pick up an item and help out the Humane Society.
Yep. That's great.
There's also going to be pop-up vendors. Shout out Starry Water Crafts.
Yeah.
That's my wife. She does crochet stuff. So there's going to be like, I think 6 or 7 pop-up vendors as well as the participating businesses for that thing tonight. And I'm headed that way now because there's, it's going to be a busy weekend.
Oh, there you go. So, and it should be a great night. Today's supposed to be wonderful. And then we talked a little bit, too, about then tomorrow, 2 o'clock here, the playoff game against Morris. And again, forecast for November 15th. It was supposed to be 60 or whatever, maybe even a little warmer. So we're thankful for that. But I know you might have a few other things, too, to share there, Brandon.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think we covered it pretty well. Yeah, like you mentioned, Historical Museum has a lot going on tonight too. You know, check out what they have going on inside of the museum there, right next to the tree. You know, we should mention, and we've got a lot of questions. The tree looks a little bit different this year. It's on a base.
Yes.
You know, big shout out to city staff for coming up with a solution to get the tree off the ground. Gives it a little bit more height. It's a nice look. City did that on their own instead of buying a very expensive steel commercial base that's made for that tree. That's a concrete precast manhole basically that's sitting there, and a great partner to the city, Jason Dahl with Underground Graphics, did a wrap for that concrete base that the tree sits on now, and it came out really nice. So
yeah, again, hats off to the staff that came up with that idea, because it was not only a very economical solution, but it looks great. And even last year, we talked about it. It's the first year for the tree, that it might be a bit of a work in progress, and certainly this new base would be part of that. And you'll probably notice too on the star tonight, pay extra attention to that, because there's quite a bit of work that staff put into making it a little more special.
And have a little more glow to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got some lights up at the landing area last night as well, yesterday afternoon, down at the intersection of Oakwood and State, to light up some of the new trees down there and get some Christmas decor going in the interstate corridor. So
there you go. And of course, we don't want to forget Thanksgiving, but
we skip right over it.
But it does when it comes late like this. You kind of feel sorry for Thanksgiving, but we're thankful. But yeah, it kind of gets sometimes overshadowed.
Yeah. Giving thanks for Christmas.
Yeah. Get yourself a turkey leg and decorate the tree.
It's all good. All right. Well, I don't think we had a council meeting, nothing of...
passed the budget, tax levy, so it's end-of-year topics that we do every year, routine business there. Yeah, meeting this past Tuesday, or Wednesday, actually. We had to move.
Wednesday.
Veterans Day was Tuesday, and we should shout out Isle of Flags, too, putting on another great production in the city park with the flags, a lot of new flags this Veterans Day, too.
Definitely so. And if there is the one challenging holiday, it's Veterans Day. That there just isn't as much help, it seems, available on those. So, yeah, an extra shout-out to everyone that made that happen, because it was as special as always in City Park.
Yep, great thing that we do here. It's unique from anywhere else in the country, in my opinion.
Yep.
So.
All right, well, pull the plug.
Yes, sir.
All right.
We'll call it.
You didn't say anything about our new sound deadening.
Oh, those were here.
Were they here before?
Time, 2 weeks ago, yeah.
Okay, I guess I forgot.
These,
yeah.
Yes. We talked about them 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Now, what folks don't know.
Was I here, Brandon?
Physically, yes.
Okay, great. Okay.
It is pretty early.
When did you get here? Well, awesome.
But, you do have some other, that's something we didn't talk about, but you have some other upgrades coming with a backdrop.
If you look right behind Tim here,
you
can attractively see our TV50 carrying case, some coiled cables and that sort of thing. We have a little thing coming to make that look slightly more professional.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, so am I. Right.
Yeah.
I like gear.
Well, there you go. But anyway, okay. Well, with that, Tim, thank you very much for
You're welcome.
For coming in. Brandon, always a pleasure. Yeah. And everyone, we thank you as always for tuning in here to Let's Talk Geneseo. And this is WGRG 100.5 FM in Geneseo. Have a great weekend.